Go get some chocolate cake, turn up the radio. Please don't swipe us, please just like us. Do not knock us until you've tried us. Coming at you live from Robcast radio station. Portal directly into your imagination. So turn up the Robcast, here it goes. It's Robcast radio. Tell you a bedtime story, maybe even tuck you in, baby. Here it goes. All right. All of you little maniacs across the planet. It is time for the old Robcast, coming at you live, uncut and unrated over the old interwebs at Robcast Radio. So as you know, we always like to start off your show by saying thank you to the Army, to the Navy, to the Air Force, and to the Marines for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. So thank you for your service, ladies and gentlemen. Also, thank you to the police officers, especially right now, the firefighters and the EMTs, all of you first responders. Yeah, when we all run away from danger, you're trained to run straight into it, and for that, here at Robcast, we always give you all respect. So what's been going on, guys? What's been going on? I'm like, oh, I'm not really in the zone. I'm not really in the zone to like get on the interwebs and bring you guys a fresh Robcast with some new and exciting news. And I thought I was watching an old MMA fight. I was watching an old MMA fight, and I tend to find inspiration in some of the weirdest places, guys. But I was watching an old mixed martial arts fight, and it was actually kind of interesting because there's a young man by the name of KJ Noons. And KJ Noons was a big-time Strike Force killer. I mean, he was a badass. And KJ Noons' debut fight into the Ultimate Fighting, into the UFC, was against Donald Cowboy Cerrone. So Donald Cowboy Cerrone, he's one heck of a UFC fighter. So KJ Noons, they're not going to just give him any fight for his very first fight inside the octagon because he's very dangerous. He's very, very dangerous. So what happens is, you know, of course, Donald Cerrone, the cowboy Donald Cerrone, he's got to be nervous. He's got to be training his butt off. He's got to know that this gentleman that's never been inside the octagon before, but he was at the very highest level of Strike Force, which was another mixed martial arts company. And what kind of inspired me for this Robcast today, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Like I say, sometimes inspiration comes in the weirdest places, but I was watching this, and I see Joe Rogan is interviewing Donald Cerrone before or after the fight. I don't remember, regardless. But you know, he was all amped up. He's trained his hardest. He's fixing to go up against the number one fighter that there's no telling. He could break into the UFC and just start knocking people out like he did in the Strike Force. Because let me tell you something. What it was very interesting. It was a battle. It was a really good fight. But what was very interesting is what Donald Cerrone said. Whenever he was being interviewed by Joe Rogan asked him, whatever, and Donald Cerrone said, well, I talked to my grandma today, and my grandmother asked me, she said, do you want to be you? And I said, what do you mean, Grandma? And she said, do you want to be you? She said, because there are a lot of other young men out there watching you, and they want to be you. So do you want to be you today? That got me to thinking. You know, Donald Cerrone, he's a great journeyman fighter in the UFC, on his way to the top at the time, and this was in UFC 160. Like I said, he was up against KJ Noons, which nobody knew. This kid was a killer coming into the UFC, and it was a battle. It was a very good fight, and I don't know if they fought again or not, but the point is that, Cerrone went into that one looking at this like, hey, if I don't fill my place here, somebody else is going to. So, being that, I don't want you guys to travel all over the interwebs looking for a new Robcaster, because I'm right here, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I will continue to bring you guys some kind of improved bullshit further and further as we go along. And as we go along, let's talk about Thanksgiving, gratitude. We're thinking about gratitude and Thanksgiving. Had a great Thanksgiving. Didn't really do anything. Trimmed a couple trees. And the night before Thanksgiving, I woke up. I was weird. I was like sick, just throwing up. I don't know what it was. I think I got some bad water. Is what it all boils down to. I think I got some bad bottled water. Bad, not bottled water, but you go to the machine and you refill your bottle yourself. Yeah, I think that might have been the case. Did not agree with me very well, but we're all over it. And rehydrated today, because then I was afraid yesterday to take in fluids because I felt like I was poisoned by water. So that made for an interesting night. However, last night I fell asleep very early and slept for, I think, 15 hours. And that tells me that maybe I've been pushing my body a little bit too hard. I did start working out in the past week or so, and I've been cutting down a lot of trees and clearing a bunch of land. Not a bunch, about maybe a half acre, between a quarter and a half acre of land. Not that much, but it looked like the damn forest, and I've got it down to where it looks like maybe a wildlife refuge. So just talking about Thanksgiving and having gratitude, there are things in this life that I'm grateful for. A, that I have a voice, and that I have, I do have a little bit of a network of peers that I tend to throw ideas off of, and I'm very thankful for that. But the main thing, guys, is your health. And, how I said on the last Robcast that I want to just cut sugar all the way out. But you cannot find any kind of processed or man-made anything that doesn't have sugar, corn syrup in it, for one. And it's crazy. So do you want to be you, Rob, today? Yes. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to see what kind of interesting stories, old school stories, or opinions, anything that I can do to try to get people to try to use their own brain a little bit. But gratitude, Thanksgiving is great. I mean, I look at it like this. I have to be grateful. I have to show gratitude for the things that I'm grateful for every day. And to set one day aside for that is kind of preposterous, if you ask me. I think it's just a ploy for dollar bills for the turkey market to keep up, to keep in the black and out of the red. So, Thanksgiving's followed by what? Black Friday, which doesn't make any sense at all to me. Black Friday? So if you're out shopping, I feel for you. It's not balanced. That's not balanced out. I mean, did you really need a pair of $7 pants that are going to go in your drawer until the springtime, 4 months away, or until the summertime, 4 or 5 months away, right? So the room that they're taking up, you're having to store these items that you're not going to use, or Christmas gifts, some bullshit no one wanted anyway because you got it for 70% off. 70% of nothing's nothing, so if you don't spend anything on Black Friday, you saved 100%. Right? And do you really need a TV? You really wait until Black Friday to buy that TV, because look, this is what I just heard on the AM radio, talking about sound quality. I get rejected off of fucking iHeartRadio because they say poor quality. However, I can listen to fucking AM radio and it's going right at the part whenever, let's say, who did they have on there the other night? Like Ben Carson's on there. Then it goes to commercial. Commercial comes in perfectly clearly. So yeah, I mean, what's your definition of poor quality? You know what I'm saying, you hear me? And with that being said, we can only go up from here, right? Poor quality. I think that's just a general reference. I didn't really look into it. Wasn't really worried about it. And it was something that it was kind of rolling the dice anyway. So yeah, the day of gratitude's followed by the day of indulgent spending on things that you don't need, right? Things that you don't even really want. It's just an excuse. Does that really make you feel better to like go shopping? I can remember the days when I actually had a bank account and I would just go, I think I spent $800 on t-shirts one day. Whenever those Ed Hardy shirts were popular, like an idiot. Maybe not that, maybe $200 or $300 on a couple t-shirts. Like, not exaggerating, maybe a couple $100 on a couple 2-3 t-shirts. Which is, that's never nowadays. Never say never, I'm saying never, but let me turn off this PA system. Flip, kick that thing off, kick that mic off too, dude. Are you using it? Oh man, that was my pop stopping here by the old little studio. Sorry, I know Flip, the mic was already off. You're doing your job tremendously. I'm proud of you, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you being here today. Yeah, and dropping me off a candy cane of Reese's Pieces and 2 little pecan pies. And I'm like, Pop, I'm sorry, I can't take the pecan pies. I cannot accept these sugar pies. Can't do it, man. I'm trying to cut sugar out, and I mean the Reese's Pieces. My justification to that is we'll look at it. We'll see what's if there's any healthy aspect at all to Reese's Pieces. If they even have any kind of peanut butter in them, anything to do with peanuts in them. All right, Scooter, I see you with Sonny's trailer, buddy. That's cool. I know. I'm kind of on neighborhood watch. My neighbors are out of town, and yes, I did see someone just hook onto your trailer, GW, and we know who it is, so it's all good. I did see him go down there. I heard him, so. What with the what? So, gratitude. But that being said, Pops came from Walmart. Walmart, he said, you wouldn't believe that place. I said, I would believe that place, and that's why I am not out Black Friday shopping. And the point of, being, what do they call it? Rabbit-eared. That's whenever you pull both of your pants pockets out and it looks like rabbit ears. I'm rabbit-eared, but we've got a good thing going here, guys. Like I say, constantly on the advance, constantly living, moving forward, trying to learn something. And I've been taking the On It Alpha Brain now for about 2 weeks, I guess. And I'm having some good dreams, thinking of some, I don't know how you want to. It takes everyone's body a different amount of time for this to start sinking in, and if it works, we shall see. I think I like it. I think it works. I think I like it. But gratitude of Thanksgiving followed by Black Friday. Which to me, man, Target has sold 3,200 TVs per minute since it opened yesterday. Target, yeah, the retail outlet, Target, sold 3,200 televisions per minute since they opened on Thanksgiving evening. So are we just a bunch of cattle and we run and we do whatever they tell us to do? We shouldn't do that. If you need a TV, you put it in your budget and you do it. Just listening to the radio, and haven't really watched any like news outlets. Although I do have CNN and Fox both on the mobile device here for Robcast Radio. If there were any really interesting breaking stories, we could just check them out. But listening to the radio and what they're